Hey, what's up? How you doing? Adrian here with bestformyfeet.com. Welcome to this video in which I'm going to show you how to waterproof your work boots. This is the way I did it for the last few years and it worked just fine. So let's get straight into it. Before you apply any waterproofing solution to your work boots, you need to clean them first. This is kind of like painting kitchen cabinets if you want. Before painting them, you really want to clean them first from grease and dirt. If you really want the paint to stick to the kitchen cabinets and also to look good. So that's what we're going to do first as well. When it comes to cleaning your work boots, you have to take into account the material the work boot is made of. As you can see, there are many cleaning products out there, but you have to be careful which one you're using if you don't want to ruin the upper of your work boots. For this video, I will wash and waterproof 3 different types of work boots that I own. For example, these Timberland boots are made out of smooth leather, and I consider smooth leather everything that's not nubuck or suede. These Caterpillar are made of nubuck leather, and these Wolverine are made of a mix of leather and some kind of synthetic material. I don't know what it is, but it's not leather. Now let's choose the products to use for each one of these. For example, I won't recommend you clean your nubuck or suede work boots with saddle soap, since this product has some wax in it. And if you put a wax on your suede or nubuck, you might end up with this result. The boot became shiny and it lost its texture that makes this type of leather so different than others. I'll have a go trying to fix this boot in another video and see how that goes. Alright, I'll start with the smooth leather work boots with these Timberland's Pit Boss steel toe boots, since this type of leather is the easiest one to clean. For this type of leather, the saddle soap works great. It's a good option. Remember to use the same brush for this purpose. Like, don't mix the one that you're using with the saddle soap to clean or to wash suede, for example, for the same reasons I mentioned before. It could ruin your nubuck or suede leather. Now, before we start using the saddle soap, remember I said this already a few times, saddle soap has wax in its composition. That means that we need to warm up that wax in order to activate it or melt it a little bit if you want, so we can apply it easy to the boot. For that, you just need a little bit of warm hot water. Just put it in the lid of the saddle soap can if you want, or just use any container, any cup, whatever you have. Now just wet the brush gently in the warm water and start scrubbing or rubbing the saddle soap until you see a mass of white bubbles. That's how you will know the saddle soap is ready to be applied to the leather. Now it's time to remove the dirt from the boot, and I like to use first a paper towel to remove most of the dirt, and then a clean cloth, or at least a dry cloth that I used before for these boots, to just remove the last things, and to dry it a little bit as well, to help speeding up the process of drying the boot and start waterproofing it. Alright, let's start cleaning the second type of work boot, the nubuck leather work boot. For this type of leather, I've used this product from Nikwax that says it's good for nubuck, suede and fabric. By the way, links to all the products mentioned in this video, you can find them in the description below. This product is easy to use as well. Just hold it to 15-20 centimeters away from the boot and just spray as much as you want. There's no damage if you put too much foam on it. You just do as much as you want. Once you're happy with the amount of cleaning gel you've put on the boot, grab your brush. Make sure it's a different brush than the saddle soap. If you have more than one boot, if you have more than one brush for your boots, make sure it's always the one that you use for suede, nubuck, and fabric. Brush the boot in circular motions, back and forth as well, for about 10 minutes or so. 10-15 minutes is more than enough. And just as I did with the smooth leather boots, I use a little bit of paper towels to remove most of the dirt, and then I clean it, or I finish it off with the cloth. Okay, and now let's do the third and last boot, and that's this Wolverine boot that's made of a mix of leather and synthetics. You could use the Nikwax product to do the whole boot if you want, since the product says it's good for leathers, all type of leathers and fabrics. That's what this boot is made of. And but if you are a perfectionist and you want to do it correctly, you would use the Nikwax for the fabric, and then you will use the saddle soap for the leather sections of the boot. Excellent. Now we have all these three bad boys washed and cleaned, ready to be waterproofed. And we're gonna start with the Timberlands, reminding you that these are the smooth leather boots, and we're gonna use this boot wax from Redback. You can use any out there. I'll leave you a link to in the description to the one that I used. If you can use a cloth or your hands to apply this wax to the boots. If you find it a little bit hard to rub it, you can warm up the wax a little bit with a hair dryer, or you can warm the boot excuse me, you can warm the boots as well, whatever you prefer. Just put as much as you want, apply as much as you want. There's no harm in putting wax on leather, and it's a cheap product. A good alternative to the boot wax would be the Mink oil paste that you can see on the table as well. It's just I wanted to try this particular wax from Redback and see how it works on my boots, but you can do any. They are excellent for waterproofing. One thing I like to do on the boots that have Goodyear welded construction is I like to cover those stitches with wax. That will not only waterproof them even more, but also will protect the stitches from, especially when you work in mud and sand and all that kind of stuff. It will just add a little bit extra protection and durability to your boots. Perfect. Now let's move on to the nubuck boots. This pair of boots from Caterpillar. For these particular boots, I've used in the past mink oil in spray. It worked great, but I wanted to try this new spray, new for me, this spray from KIWI, and see if that works or not. And the best way to do it is to test it, right? To use this spray, it's easy. Just hold the spray about 20-25 centimeters away from the boot and apply with confidence. Don't be shy. Just put as much as you need to cover the whole boot. And one thing I have to recommend you is to use it outside. Use it somewhere outdoors, because it's super strong. The smell is like nail polish or something. It's very strong. Another thing I would like to recommend you is that if you don't like to get your hands sticky, use some gloves. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this spray has some kind of silicone in it, and that's why it's sticky. But if that happens and if you don't have gloves, use some baby wipes if you have, that takes the silicone and the stickiness of the silicone out of your hands easy. And for the last boot that's made of leather and synthetics, you can use this KIWI Spray or the Nikwax product. This comes in a duo, in a pack. I'll leave a link in the description to the products I've used. And this one is good for fabrics, specifically for fabrics. Again, it's very strong. Use it outside, and you can use it apparently for the whole boot, for leather and synthetics. But as I said, if you like to do things properly, and if you have the products at home available, why not just do what's right and use the right product for the right material. And then for the leather, I'm gonna use the wax that I've used for the Timberlands, and again, just rub it in there as much as you want. This Wolverine work boot, just like the Timberland, has a Goodyear weld construction. So if your boot is built this way, make sure to put wax in those, to cover those stitches, to give more durability and waterproof to your boot. You can even waterproof your laces, and that's gonna be very helpful, especially if you work outdoors a lot in wet conditions, in rain. It's gonna help those laces last longer, and for this you can use any of these products, the KIWI Spray, the Mink oil, the Nikwax, whatever you choose. And that, my friend, is how you waterproof your work boots. I hope this was helpful in any way. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna link you to the article on bestformyfeet.com. Usually the articles are a little bit more in depth and a little bit more updated, since it's easier to update an article than a video. And thanks for watching. I'm Adrian from bestformyfeet.com. See you in the next video.